This might work better. Okay. Yeah, that was bad. Sorry about that. All right. So it looks like everything is going well. We have some reverb, so I'm going to be playing with this and going along as this goes along. I'm on a lag, even though it is a live stream. So, first thing I want to say is that thank you guys for coming here, and I'm excited. And I hope everything seems to be working properly. I'm going to send out the posts on Facebook and on Twitter to start sending in the questions. So if you have any questions, I'm going to be doing some Q&A after my announcement. So if you have any questions, make sure to hop over to facebook.com/disturbedreality and ask them there. There's a designated little thread comment section, as well as twitter.com. Mention me, Jarek120. I'm just going to post a little thing right now. Tweet your questions to me. I'm alive at YouTube. So, alright, enough of the delay. This is my first live chat, so follow along with me. Well, first thing I want to say is the announcement. Just get out of the way. I'm not going to tease around it. Basically, what's going to happen, it's a 30-day challenge I've been kind of talking on and off about, both on Facebook and on Twitter, and maybe you've dropped hints in it in some videos, but basically what I'm going to be doing, starting a new 30-day challenge starting tomorrow, where I'm going to perform either magic or hypnosis to at least one stranger every day for 30 days. And I'll be traveling around different parts of the country as well to do this. So I have dates where I'll be in Las Vegas, and I'll have dates where I'm going to Detroit tomorrow. Now, I'm not taking 30 days off of my job or anything like that. I'm changing this active live event here really quick so people can see it. Cool. This seems to be working. Let's give it one more second to load up, just so, because now I'm looking at the YouTube channel through my page. It's working. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm not going to be stopping work, and that's where the challenge is going to come from. I'm not taking 30 days off of vacation to just go perform this. I'll still have my full-time job where I basically wake up at between 7:30 and 8 a.m. and I don't get home until like 6:30 p.m. I want to have to find time to actually go out and perform magic to people on the streets, and I'm going to try to document the entire thing. I don't have a crazy production crew or anything like that, but I have a good camera and good friends that will help out along the way, and I have like 100 effects written down, planned out that I want to do, and because I'm documenting the whole thing, I'm going to eventually, once the challenge is over, if I successfully complete it, start uploading the videos so you guys can see firsthand me interacting with strangers, and I'll probably try different techniques of opening up and trying to introduce magic into people's lives. How I want to format the show, I don't know, but the long-term goal, the big picture goal of the 30-day challenge is to be able to quit my full-time job and just make a living off of creating YouTube videos for you guys, for Disturbed Reality in this channel, as well as becoming a magician or getting paid to do hypnosis or magic shows. Now, the reason I'm doing this challenge is I keep telling you guys, get out of your comfort zone. I can't tell you how overwhelmed and apprehensive I am for the challenge, because between actually filming, editing, and uploading videos for Disturbed Reality, I also have a full-time job. I'm in the middle of P90X2, and I have a goal to finish that before 2012, And I just hit day 30 yesterday. That means I have 60 more days. And there's only like 90 more days in the year. So I'll have my full-time job. I will be trying to commit an hour to working out every day to finish P90X2 in a timely fashion. We have our Animeme channel, youtube.com/Animeme, where I'm editing, and we're right in the middle of a crunch line where we're about to begin a promotional campaign. And so we need a lot of videos for that loaded up, and also creating content for Disturb Reality. Now, thankfully, the only thing that I have in my control is the content for Disturb Reality. And at first, I was initially going to say, oh, I'm going to take a break and do this challenge because I can't focus any of my time filming or editing videos for Disturb Reality. So I'm going to take a break and just wish me luck, and I'll talk to you guys once the experience is over. But I know that once you stop creating content for a channel, it's pretty much the death of a channel. And so what I did is I have about 5 videos lined up to upload over the course of the next month or so. And they're already completely rendered out, finished, timed out, everything. The only unfortunate thing to them is because they are already preset and pre-made, is I don't have any contests or giveaways with them. And who knows, if I somehow manage to make 3,000 subscribers in the next 5 weeks, then that would mean the 20,000 subscriber would come along, and I will take the time out of everything I'm doing to create that contest if it happens before the 30-day challenge is over. On top of that, it's going to be very difficult, and like I said, the reason I'm doing it, the long-term goal is to be able to quit my full-time job and make a full-time living off of just pretty much working for myself, whether plugging or booking actual magic shows. I have a show coming up on Halloween, October 31st, and it's for a YouTube network company, Fullscreen. So I'm very excited about that, and because it's in the 30-day challenge time span, I'll actually get to film some of it for you guys, so you guys can see me at like a paid gig and just kind of the process that I'm going through to set that up, because it's still in the pre-conception portion of it. And along the way, I'll be filming live like interviews with friends and just trying to take the steps necessary to get to the point where I can make a full-time living off of this, or performing for live people, getting paid to actually perform instead of just doing it for free and only getting paid through YouTube. So, if you want to join me on the challenge to perform magic to at least one stranger every day, at least one effect to at least one stranger every day for 30 days, I would love the company. And maybe you have ideas along the way for different effects that I could do, or you'll get super out of your comfort zone. I know I am. I just make it seem kind of easy to go up to people. But I don't know. And so hopefully this will just get me to where I want to be. I've always been told that if your why is big enough, then the what becomes easy. Like, why do I want to do this? It's because I want to work for myself, and I have a lot of other big reasons why I'm doing this, and so hopefully that is strong enough to get me to my goals. If your why is big enough, the what becomes easy. It's like, oh, I want to get really ripped. Why? Oh, because I think I would move better and it would make me feel better. Well, that works to an extent, but eventually those kind of people give up in the process. Your why for anything you do, if it's worth doing, needs to be huge. The most challenging thing I've ever done was P90X and finishing it twice, but my reason why was massive. So it made it kind of easy and made it, what did I have to do, that much easier. Other than that, I'm going to be filming the whole thing, and it's going to come a lot of crowd control stories. Obviously, I probably won't be able to film every single interaction with people. Um, but I'll try to like blog about it or write stories about it on the Facebook page or just share my experiences about it. I might keep up with the blog at disturbreality.com, and then maybe it could turn into a book someday. Who knows? So that's it. That's the challenge. Perform magic or hypnosis to at least one stranger every day for 30 days. I'm going to places like Detroit. Las Vegas is the last weekend. I'm going to the Walk of Fame, the Hollywood sign, West Hollywood. West Hollywood's like the gay district, the gay community of Southern California. And I'm going there for Halloween. So all those happy people will be out dressed like crazy and to do like haunted magic tricks. I'll probably be doing pure smoke and something with loops. They're gonna freak out, and I have the stuff to document it. I purchased some new effects to get ready for the challenge, as well as a camera light for the camera, because a lot of time it's probably going to take place at night or just at parties, and it's always dark, obviously. So we're going to have a microphone and a light that will hopefully suffice and do justice to the whole experiment, and just have a lot of crazy things in mind, a lot of nice, caring things I'll be doing for other people. And my other reason that I'm doing this, a big reason, is because of you guys. And I get a lot of people some people who are kind of interested in magic, some people who would like to pursue magic, and some people who want to have larger than life goals and dreams. And these dreams and your ambitions always just come at a point where it's just like, well, what did those people do to get where they were? Like, you become desensitized to the David Blaines of the world and the Chris Angels and guys like that, because you don't see the process of all the hard work and all the training they put themselves through, and just how it's full work. It's 100% work all the time. You just become desensitized to it in the journey. And once Justin Bieber blew up and he became this pop icon, everyone just accepted it, and it was just like, oh, cool, he's here, he's Justin Bieber. But we don't know how challenging or how many hours or months or years that Justin Bieber put into his craft, or who he had to meet, what he had to do to get there. So if this challenge is successful and I don't have to work when it's done, and I feel like I actually achieved not just the do 30 days, but actually be able to do this full time once it's all said and done, hopefully the footage that comes out can lead to a guideline for you guys of what you may need to do, get out of your comfort zone, steps that you have to take, negotiations with people, networking, giving out your business cards, the whole 10 yards. Shameless self-promotion without selling yourself short and without coming off as like too conceited. There's a lot of things that I still don't know and that I'm still going to learn along the process. But it's one of those things that if you have a goal, you have to give yourself a deadline. And my deadline for this 30-day challenge was to have it completed by November 11th. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God, that means there's only like 3 weeks left before I have to actually start the challenge. So I decided to do it tomorrow because I'm going to visit family in Detroit. So I'll be trying to film some footage at LAX, downtown Detroit, with my friends at a party. I'm throwing a big party, so I'm gonna do some stuff there. Go to my favorite restaurant, my favorite food places down there. Hang out with some cool people. You guys will get to see Victor and see Kermit and all my buddies down there. And hopefully this just will be a guideline for what you can do to get to the things that you want. Hopefully it works out for the best for me. And let's just pray. With that being said, I don't know if I'm going to stay here for the entire remaining 40 minutes like I promoted, and plus the people watching tomorrow probably may not want to tune into an hour-long episode, so I'm going to take a break because we do need to make... I'm just going to throw in a quick advertisements, regather my thoughts, and then we're going to get to some questions, okay? I'm going to start... I'll start with some questions on the Facebook page. So if you haven't already, hop over to facebook.com/disturbedreality and post your question in there. And I'll give you guys a shout out. It'll be fun. So stay tuned. Stay here. If you have the right to do so, and your event is confused. Oh, maybe I can't do advertisements. It's okay. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll show up after the fact. All right, I'm not going to a break or regathering my thoughts. I'm just gonna refresh this. Hop over to Facebook. Only 8 comments so far. Okay. I'm hoping that you guys can actually see this because I'm getting some questions that are just like, finally it's live. How do you do the live chat? Where's the live link? How? So let me open up Safari super quick. It's the other web browser. Let's see if this is in fact working the way we want it to, because if it's not, well, I'm just wasting everyone's time and it's false advertisements. youtube.com/how-to-disturb-reality. It's thinking. Okay, cool. Seems to be working fine. And does say I'm live, so good. Alright, so some questions from Facebook. Eric Arns asks, what's the difference between The Game by Neil Strauss and Rules of the Game? Well, I actually have the books right here. So, the difference between both books are The Game is just a novel. It's just a story by Neil Strauss. All true events. And it's just fascinating. It'll get you sucked in. I'm not much of a book reader, but you can see how thick this book is, and it's made out to look like the Bible for men to pick up women or whatever. And I gotta tell you, what happened was I was in California and for the first time, and I showed this girl a magic trick, and she said, "Oh, so you've read The Game?" I was just like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, you would really like it. It's about like picking up women or whatever." And started to read it, and it's 437 pages long. You can kind of get an idea of how it's not huge font. There's not really pictures. But I read this book in 4 days, and that's how fascinating it was to me. So that's just a novel. That's just storytelling, and that just might encapsulate you. And it's about basically Neil Strauss comes out to California, and he gives this pickup artist, this guru on women, $500 cash, and he basically says, "Teach me how to be confident and be successful with women." And the guy who he gives money to, his name's Mystery. Mystery's a real person. You can Google him, look him up. And Mystery is a magician. So he uses magic to interact with strangers and interact with women. And he's very ballsy. He's a very ballsy character. And so it goes just through this crazy tide of how they had this $50,000 mansion, $50,000 a month. Had to pay $50,000 a month for this mansion up in the Hollywood Hills and just all this crazy stuff. Fascinating. Rules of the Game is kind of a epilogue to the game. This is the one that will actually give you a 30-day challenge that will for sure put you out of your comfort zone and get you to go out and actually meet people. So, if you want a good story, you want to become fascinated in the stuff, then read The Game. Because a lot of the stuff that The Game talks about is in this book. certain dialogue. We as magicians use words like double lift and the Marlowe tilt and the pass, and we know what we're talking about, and that's just magic lingo. There's the same kind of lingo for this kind of stuff for pickup artists, and so they kind of talk about it, but they don't really explain too much what it is. There may be a glossary in here, but this is actually a 30-day challenge that will try to help you interact with people. So that's the difference between them. Was it a good idea to do this during the presidential debate? Because now I'm torn, asks Jacob Jones. Probably not, but at the time, I didn't even know the presidential debate was even happening until last night. And then I was just like, oh, cool, I'll watch the debates tomorrow. And then my fans told me that this was going to take place during the debates. So I can't even watch it, so it's okay. So probably no, but it was never intended to take place during the debates. How do you do the live chat? The live chat is a feature that I have as a partner with YouTube. There's YouTube partners where you guys can get money for advertisements, and then they have YouTube networks such as Big Frame, Machinima, Full Screen, Maker. These are all big YouTube networks. And if you're signed with one of these networks, you get benefits of different things. Now, they take a percentage of the money that you earn off of YouTube, but the benefits can help out in a major way. And this is one of the benefits, is a live chat with you guys. Let's see. I'll take some questions from Twitter. Guys, 11 new interactions. Let's see. Riley Kelly says, what was your first ever non-card trick? Honestly, I don't know, but the one I would remember would have to be the Raven, because that was the one that just completely transitioned my style. Went from being this card trick guy to this magician by making coins disappear. So it's probably the Raven. Let's see. Jigs Saw asks, how many hours do you practice a trick before you perform it to strangers or friends? If it's friends, normally I'll have them help me out and just point out what I'm doing wrong. I'll perform the effect until I can't get it wrong when I go to do it for strangers. So keep that in mind. A good magician learns tricks until he can perform them. A great magician performs them, practices them until he can't get them wrong. Normally a new effect, honestly, depending on the effect, it could take me anywhere between a half hour, 20 minutes to 4 hours. Like, I still don't feel fully comfortable performing Daniel Garcia's Torn. Rockin' Barrios, why do you do magic? I perform magic strictly as a crutch to meet new people. When I go out, it's just the fastest way to meet friends, gain their trust, respect, love, and admiration is to deceive them. So I do magic because I actually enjoy deceiving people, I guess. And magic has been the best source for me to do that, and also provide entertainment, and it just kind of puts you on this pedestal, this platform to be remembered and leave a great first impression. Who's your favorite magician? Right now, it's probably, might get a lot of hate, Criss Angel, just because he is, I know he uses a lot of editing, a lot of camera tricks, but can't deny his team and their creativity to have come out with 8 seasons of Mind Freak and performed different effects. 40 minutes, 16 episodes, 8 seasons, doing different effects. The creativity is insane. So probably have to be Criss Angel right now. Plus, he's entertaining. He's a good performer. He's a great performer. He wouldn't have been named Magician of the Century if he wasn't the best in the world at what he does. Joe Thomas says, what was your biggest accident you did? show or on streets. So the biggest mess up I had, you know, you just get used to messing up, honestly. Um, there was a time, this happened recently, but I mean, I just kind of recovered from it where my dress code gimmick messed up. It wasn't even messed up, but it was down. Like one of the straps was down. So I had a black shirt and I had a red shirt underneath it, so it just kind of looked like a bib. And I probably performed for like 15 minutes before noticing it, and then I was just like, okay. So I turned my back and I like did the change just to get it over with. And some people were still like fooled. They're just like, "Did your shirt just change?" And so I mean, you get used to messing up. There's no effect that's really shattered my goals or broke me as an entertainer, as a performer. And I don't think anything could. There's always just a lesson to be learned, you know? So it's just like, well, obviously I messed that up. So how can I avoid that in the future? Um, how do you come up with so many original card tricks? Asked Nick Schaefer. I don't. None of the effects that I've ever taught, one, that I've ever taught on Disturbed Reality have ever been my effects. They're all ones that I've learned from other sources. The only one that I did was the card in water bottle for 5 cards, but I'm sure someone else has thought of that too. Um, Penguin, let's see. Mason Davis. You ever mess up a trick and then it end up working? If so, what happened in the situation? Yes, this happened a few weeks ago, and I'm actually doing a crowd control story because we managed to film it. But I'll tell you guys kind of now what happened. Basically, I was performing Here Then There. Or no, excuse me, I was performing Sealed with a Kiss. And when you do it, you have 2 duplicate cards. And one of them is signed with your signature. And that card's supposed to go on top of the deck with the duplicate that's unsigned underneath it. And but in this situation, I had it switched up. So when the spectator picked a card and I had her sign it, she signs it, I put the duplicate card that was unsigned, folded up in her mouth. So this left 2 problems. Problem 1, I do a double lift to get to my duplicate that's already signed, I have to sign. Well, it was already signed, and that's when I realized I messed up. And again, I have video footage of this. It'll come out in a couple weeks during my 30-day challenge. So I noticed this, and I pull the cards up to like go right on the card. So I take the Sharpie, I write on it, I show her what it is, has my signature, do the double lift again, and then from here I folded up her card with the signed card on it, left it in my mouth, and I did the change, I did the switch. And I showed her her card, and just before I went to go grab her hands, I put her card in my mouth, and I came down, and my card that had the signature on it was still there, and I did the Mercury card fold really quick, done. Put my hands out, held on to the deck and her hands at the same time, did the switch. And then when I opened the card up to show her, I just took the card out from her mouth, and I did a quick little switch of some kind to open up, because the card in her mouth wasn't signed, to open up the card that was signed. So that's how I recovered that. Salim asks, why do I wrestle? Because wrestling is the thing that's always been there for me. It's always had my back. And it's my first love, and whenever something bad has ever happened in my life, like wrestling was never a cause for anything bad ever in my life, only good. I mean, there's been painful times as come and go, and it's torn me up physically, but magic, when I was growing up, I kept performing the same effects over and over, so it was just like, okay, now what do? I don't want to keep spending money on magic. I can't do it. And so I gave up Magic for like 3 years just because I was sick of it. I was sick of everyone coming up to me and calling me the Magic Kid and saying, "Oh, do some Magic," and just I got really annoying. So be wary of that if you're already named the Magic Kid now. Um, just know what you're getting yourself into because it becomes a toll. It's like something that you have to be sure you want to do and like be remembered for the rest of your life. I mean, I would hang out with close friends 5 or 6 years later, and people I really didn't hang out with that much growing up. But they went to the same high school. They get a call from their girlfriend. They say, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm hanging out with my friend Evan Cloyd." "Yeah, I went to school with him. Evan, Magic Kid." And like that was just so disheartening because now I'm this like 19, 20-year-old young adult, and it's just who has not done Magic for like 2 years, and it's just like, oh my god, that's still what I'm remembered for. But it's like that sometimes. All right, I'm gonna take some questions. So yeah, wrestling. If wrestling was real, just like Magic, if wrestling was real, it'd be the craziest thing in the world. People just hitting each other with chairs and get pissed off at each other. It's just like stuff that normally you'd get thrown in jail for, and you can get away with it. So that's why I wrestle. And the adrenaline is just amazing. I'm going to try to read some of these comments I'm getting. I'm trying to see which ones are more updated. So I'm going to answer some questions from YouTube comments. What's wrong with being the Magic Kid? Nothing, but then, like I said, that was Diego Magan. What's wrong with being the Magic Kid? There's nothing wrong with being the Magic Kid. If that's what you want, that's great. That's definitely something you will get remembered for versus getting remembered for, like, getting your ass kicked in a fight or the kid who like got expelled for text messaging someone your penis or something like that. We knew this girl who got expelled because she sent inappropriate photos through text message, and they got on the internet, so she got expelled. Anyway, so I can't see you. We don't hear you. You guys don't hear me or see me? 19 was... Okay, you guys can definitely hear me. When you do... Mr. Lincoln Park fan 2011, when you go to Detroit, how long will you be there, and can I meet you somewhere because I would love to meet you? I'll be in Detroit this Saturday. Downtown Detroit, like the Woodward area. We're going to go to American Coney Island for lunch. So if you know where that is, we're going to be there this Saturday morning, probably between 11 a.m. and 3:30 or 4 p.m. So if you are down there, just tweet to me, and we'll meet up, okay? And we'll hang out. We'll get some food. American Coney Island, not Lafayette. Can you tell us about your inspiration to Magic and how you have gotten so far? Samuel Bryn. Yeah. What happened was my friend just showed me a magic trick. If you go back to my very first video, it kind of explains it. Or my very first tutorial, it kind of explains it. My friend just showed me this simple effect. And before I get into that, what really happened is, growing up, I was always interested in magic as a kid and got the magic kits and stuff like that. And then I would have my dad's friends like do the old back palm and stuff like that. And one of my oldest memories of magic is my dad's friend would put this behind my ear, and then he would just kind of like sit there like this, and he's just like, "Where'd it go?" And I would scramble around the floor trying to find the card for seriously like 6 minutes, and finally I give up, and he just comes back and pulls it out from my ear. That's one of my oldest memories. But I've always been interested in how to control cards. and just manipulating cards and just being good at that. And that's what interests me. But as far as Magic, my friend showed me this really simple trick, and I made him tell me how to do it. And because I've been video editor since I was 13, I was pretty tech savvy, and the internet was just starting to. And you can turn back. Hold on. Said my audio stopped for a second. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. Sorry, I just got disgruntled. I got this pop-up message. So, wow. Oh. So, because I was always tech savvy, I basically, the internet was just coming out around there. It was 2003, 2002, 2003. The internet was just starting to boom. Illusionist was a big source for me, and just him showing that simple effect. It's called the inspiration trick on my channel. It's like my very first tutorial. That's what inspired me to like really dive hard into Magic. Not a Magic. The Maroon Mind. Not a Magic question, but do you watch sports? If so, what's your favorite team? I watch absolutely no sports at all. I'll try to watch the Super Bowl. Usually doesn't happen. Just because I want to see the commercials, kind of. But I didn't watch this year's past Super Bowl. I like watching highlights. If I'm out to eat and they're showing highlights on a TV, I'll just be like, "Whoa, that was crazy." But that's all I need to see. That's all I care to see. The Magician 8508. When are you going to Las Vegas? Because my family and I are going soon. Would like to meet you. I'll be there the first weekend of November. November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be staying at the Luxor in Chris Angel's suite. No. Who are your magician idols? No. I don't really have magician idols. I don't really idolize any magicians. When are you getting offline? Probably in 20 minutes. I have a speech or a get together at UCLA with some friends, so I have another 20 minutes. How do you do a trick where you light a coin on fire and burns through the deck and stops in the person's signed card? That was Alex Harlow 10. That effect is called In a Flash. And I actually have it here. It will be... Nope, wrong deck. Wrong deck again. Anyway, it will be making an appearance like during the 30-day challenge. Basically what it is it's a completely inspectable deck, but half the deck has a hole burned through it. And you use flash paper to... I thought I could find it. I have too many decks of cards over there. It's called In a Flash by Jay Sankey. Google it, find it. How did my eyebrow get like that? I got really stressed out last year. It just started happening. And then I noticed that I was starting to turn white, so I plucked out the hairs. And then that makes your hair grow back even faster. So then I just left it alone. I can put mascara on it to like cover it up, but then it just washes out. People tell me it's a cool character trait. But yeah, it started happening last year. It's natural. The hair is not. Why you dress so nice? I was dressed so nice because I went to work today and I decided to kind of make fun of the corporate bosses by having a gray tie, a gray shirt, gray pants, and a gray over jacket. And I was just very businessy, manly man, and very boring. So that's why I'm dressed up. Who are your favorite magicians then? I like Daniel Garcia, Wayne Houchin, Chris Angel, Penn and Teller, Dynamo. I enjoy watching Dynamo. I think he could be a way better performer. He's kind of on the David Blaine side. Question: Can you please do a small tutorial on the back palm? Houdini's assistant asked. The back palm I teach in depth. It's in a tutorial called Palming Cards 101. So check out that video, Palming Cards 101, in-depth tutorial there. What up, Mexico? Illusions X. Hey, Jarek, what do you do if someone's always copying your tricks and even YouTubing them? I imagine... Select there. I'm getting some errors on the stream. Just don't worry about it. Like, just stop performing crap to them and just don't let them see your stuff. If it bothers you, I had a friend who did that. He bothered the crap out of me by copying my stuff. And then, yeah, I got a bad health signal from here, but it seems to be working well now. Just, I don't know if they're YouTubing them. You can't really stop them. It's just one of those things. People are gonna do shit. Excuse me. People are gonna do stuff that pisses you off, and there's not much you can do about it. So just learn to accept it, which is a hard pill to swallow. Let me hop back over on Facebook. Let's see if any questions have come in there. Whoa, 50 comments. Can you give us an idea of what your tricks are going to be during the challenge? Yes. And that was Jacob Jones who asked that. And actually, maybe you can see this, maybe not. But here's kind of the list of all the places that I'm visiting, along with names. You can see Thread is in there. Let me get a better grip on this. You can see Thread is in there. I have a lot of stuff. I might be doing some magic with some YouTubers. Jax Films, he's a buddy of mine. Going to the Walk of Fame, some specific stuff. Yeah, there are over like 99 effects that I want to do, but some specific ones is I got Pure Smoke. I have a lot of the stuff that you've already seen me do, but there's going to be a lot of videos that I'm going to be trying to make viral. So there's going to be stuff of me trying to interact and perform with homeless people and doing nice stuff for waitresses and doing nice stuff for just complete strangers. So it's going to be, it's not necessarily going to just be magic. It's also trying to be a good citizen and help other people get what they want. So it'll be interesting in that aspect to see how it turns out. Oscar Hernandez asks, "What up, Eric Arns?" Shout out. What's my favorite effect? My favorite effect right now, it's got to be Prophet. Prophet by Tom Isaacson. What up, Australia? Let's see. What is your most effective trick that you have ever performed based on reactions, says Michael Swayze. Said it before, said it 100 times. Say it till the day I die. The Invisible Deck. The Invisible Deck is the best, my favorite card effect. It's definitely given me the most benefits out of any of the other effects over the last 8 years of doing this. Oh man, there's so many questions. What is your religion? Chris Sargent, I'm Christian, but I don't go to church. My dad always told me growing up that our family believes in God and Jesus so much that we don't need to go to church every Sunday to hear about it. That's why. So just accepted it and said, okay. Penguin Magic is doing the fall $99 sale where you can pick 5 effects for $99. Want to get your opinions on some good ones to get. I think I took a peek through some of them, and none of them really piqued my interest or curiosity enough for me to want to invest $100, whether it's 5 effects or not. So I really wouldn't be able to give you a good opinion, D. David. I'm sorry. After your 30-day challenge is over, do you have any ideas for a new series of videos for Disturbed Reality? Asked Austin Epic. Well, yes, because I'm going to be because I'm documenting the 30-day challenge, that's going to become a new series for Disturbed Reality, and that's probably going to take over anything else that's going on, like any tutorials, any taking it to the streets, because I just want to, again, the goal of the challenge is to be able to quit my job. And while the 30 challenge, when that ends, it's still not over because I still need to get that footage online. And the sooner I can get all that footage or what I want, what I'm happy with online, I'm going to be trying to produce it as if it's a TV show. And once I get that all online, then it's going to be great. I want to take a quick break here, come back with questions. Okay. Do you believe the Illuminati is real or not? Chris Sargent. Yeah, I believe in it. It is pretty interesting. You look at the dollar bill, and they have the, let's see. They have someone pointed this out to me the other day. If you don't know what the Illuminati is, don't mind this. But the E in $1 bill, the E there, it has the 3 triangles of the Illuminati. What's up with that? I don't think that was an accident. So, sure, it's real, but I never looked heavily into it because I know I would get sucked into it and it would freak me out. How much money do you think you have spent on Magic? Well, in the past 5 years, who asked that? Michael Swayze. In the past 5 years, I've probably only spent $200, and that was just on the 2 effects that I just recently purchased. Pure Smoke was $150, and then I bought Distortion. Those are the only 2 effects I bought in the last 5 years. Total on Magic, I don't even want to try to estimate, because that was I stopped buying Magic for 6 years because I was just sick of spending money on it. So that gives you an idea. Alright, I'm going to hop over to Twitter, answer some questions. Okay, Salim asks, how can I get out of my comfort zone? It's way too broad of a question to really answer in full. You just have to take little baby steps, because then your comfort zone will get out there, or it will expand. Essentially, think about the ambitious card routine, how it's there's 7 effects in one little routine. You can't just learn the routine and go out and expect to be able to master it and be able to perform it, execute it perfectly. You have to focus on one step at a time and go up. So if anyone has any suggestions for getting out of their comfort zone, because I don't know what your comfort zone is. I don't know how small it could be. For all I know, you could be jumping up on tables. So your comfort zone is different from what I may expect your comfort zone to be. So I really don't have a great answer for that. On your 30-day challenge, are you going to Oklahoma? Asked Jonathan Orr. I am not. I'm sorry. And Salim also asked, how did you get out of your comfort zone? I was a short little fat kid with glasses. I became good at something. Once I became good at something, then I kept practicing to become great at it. Again, these are questions from Twitter. So we only have a few minutes left, so if you guys hop over on Twitter, ask some questions, that'll be great. And so I started learning magic. I became really good at it, really confident in it, and then I started performing it. You need to learn a skill and become good at it to the point where it starts to build your confidence on its own and starts a little snowball effect. And then you can become great at it. You have to be better than most. You have to be... everyone has something that they are for sure better than most people at. Okay? So, and then once you get that, then your answer will start to unravel. And like I said earlier, why do you want to get out of your comfort zone? What's your reason why? If you figure out your why, and your why is strong enough, then the what will become easy. What do I have to do to get out of my comfort zone? Well, I don't know, but why do I want to get out of my comfort zone? Because this. Oh, well then I just have to do this. Singing karaoke is a good way to get out of your comfort zone. What are your thoughts on Paul Harris's True Astonishment? Do you think it's worth getting for $300? I have Paul Harris, asked Danny David. Pool Hustler 231. I have some of Paul Harris's Art of Astonishment on my computer, and what I've noticed is that it's extremely gimmicky. You get gimmick cards, and just nothing is like crazy fascinating. It's just all trick cards and gimmicks and gaffs, and so no, I would never, ever, probably ever spend $300 on that. I'm sorry, unless Paul Harris came to me and said, "Oh, Jarek, I want you to do a Taking It to the Streets with my Art of Astonishment set. Here's the set for free. Now, so make a video." And even then, worth $300? I don't know. Did you pay for all the cameras and the things that you do record your magic? Yes, I paid pretty much everything that you see that I have, from my computer to my camera to my microphone to the apartment that I live in. Everything is because I worked my ass off for it, and I did in fact pay for it myself with no help from family. No one loaned me money, and my car, everything belongs to me because I paid for it and worked my ass off for it. So, are you going to New York or for the 30-day challenge? I am not. Had a bad experience in New York. Eden so far knows. Are you going to make another card flourish tutorial? Yes, one of the 5 videos I have lined up is the Sybil cut, and it is taught in that card flourish style. But what was interesting that I think you guys will appreciate is I color-coded the packets. So when you follow along, instead of me saying, "Oh, your right index finger and your left thumb are holding onto this packet," it'll be like, okay, so I grab the pink packet now, or whatever the case may be. And so I think you guys will like that when it comes out. That'll be in a couple weeks or so. What trick do you want to perform but do not know how to do? The effect where, this is probably camera tricks, but the effect where Criss Angel takes a sheet, throws it up in the air, and then when it comes down, he's gone. Like, that's awesome. And I'd like to be able to do that. Anything to make something big, something relatively big, disappear or appear. Like when he made that girl's bike disappear or reappear or whatever he did, that was cool. Which trick do you know is a smart person fooler? Like if they're smart. Prophet, the invisible deck. The invisible deck is great. Prophet is also good because people can... I've had this one friend say he's seen me do Prophet multiple times, and he was like over my shoulder watching what I did, and he still can't figure it out. I told him how it worked because he's a good friend of mine, but still. Thank you for saying you'll meet me at American Coney Island. I like Lafayette, but whatever, just thank you so much. Oh, dude, yeah, tweet me when you're in Detroit, or I'll tweet out when I'm in Detroit so you can tweet me, okay? Remember that. Just be like, Jerick, which one I'm in Detroit, where can I meet you? And then we'll meet up, okay? For sure. Have you ever seen Miss Mag's face? I have not. I've talked with Miss Mag, I think over the phone and just through Skype and stuff like that, and he's made like videos because I designed his channel background, so we had to like communicate. But no, he said he's like, oh, I'm gonna make a video to explain to you how I want the background design. I was just like, I want to see his face, and he sent me a video like classic Jay. On his blue thing, like with his hands, like trying to draw what he wanted and stuff. It was funny, but no, I've never seen his face. William the Magician, do you like Texas? I don't have any qualms with Texas. My favorite wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin's from Texas, but I've never been there. My roommate is also from Texas. Jigsaw. What do you do when a spectator from the crowd yells the secret to your trick? Just kind of, you can either do two things. If there's a lot of people, this happens a lot. If there's a lot of people, like you'll do a double lift and someone will say, oh, he's got two cards. No one will hear that. No one will pay attention to that guy, and it will just go over everyone's head. Or anyone that does like hear it, and like they'll just kind of really not acknowledge it. So don't worry about that. Don't just power through. Like pretend you didn't even hear that. But if they do it to the point where it's disruptive and it's a small group of people, just pack up, walk away. Done. It's like, no performing. You want to ruin the entertainment for everyone? Fine. I don't need this. Besides Paperclip, what would you say is your favorite ending to ACR? I don't know. Maybe I like the pop-up move. I'll do the kicking where it ends up in the shoe. Joe Thomas, who won the school magic contest? Joe Thomas did.